situated, and then I flew back out for my own personal trip. I think it's so important when you're learning that, or you're creating that balancing act and being a mom to the children that God has gifted you with, that you also choose yourself. Because as a woman, you're still evolving every year, and what type of woman you're going to be 10 to 20 years from now. And the choices you make today as a woman, I've always been a mom, will dictate what your life will look like. And it's hard. It's a balancing act. You have to surround yourself around people that have the same motherly instinct, because we know all women don't know how to be mothers and don't have a motherly instinct. However, you have to be around those women that know how to have those conversations that are nurturing, and also watch the women that have been successful in this journey. And so, although I came on here to talk about me losing an heirloom that I know I'm going to find, or I'm going to be buying a new one, which is okay. Hey guys, I have not had a Candid Convos with Evette in a long time, and I just realized that I have misplaced, I'm gonna say misplaced for now, one of my children's heirlooms. And I am dealing with that right now. But as I'm like going through, and I actually just got finished washing some crystal that I found, as you just heard me tap this to another piece while I was vintage shopping. This is actually etched crystal to etched glass. So I'm gonna place fruit in it. So this is my new fruit bowl, or possibly salad bowl too, with very minimum scratches, but you can definitely see the etched glass on this. I got this picture for my daughter and I have not given it to her yet. I actually just washed it. But about that heirloom that I lost, so if you're really big in just making sure that you're creating a legacy, or just creating a lifestyle that no matter how long you are on earth, there's things that will continue to be here that connects the family for years to come. My oldest daughter received a bonnet when she got christened. The bonnet was called One Stitch Away. So by cutting one stitch, it turned into her handkerchief that she would carry when she got married. I kept it in the original box. It was gifted by, at the time, my in-laws. I cherished it with everything in me. And so I was going through, as I was creating her box of heirlooms, which is just one thing that's going to go in there as well, I said, where is her bonnet? Where is her christening bonnet, which will eventually turn into her handkerchief for when she gets married? Guys, I can't find it. I'm hoping that me being who I am and packing up things and putting things in different boxes, I have placed it somewhere, and I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. I'm going to keep saying that. But this led into the conversation of me like washing some different things and some pieces of vintage finds that I have, and just revisiting them, and all of them. And I wanted to share this one. This is Nana. I call this one Nana. This is in memory of my great grandmother that we called Nana. And she was such a classy lady. I just remember how she always sat with her legs crossed. And she also smoked cigarettes. But I never smelled the smell of cigarettes. But she always had this, crystal ashtrays around her. And so this is one that I will keep forever and then pass down to my girls. And then I also have a cake platter here. And so, or any type of dessert platter here that I got while I was vintage shopping. And then I also have this crystal bowl that sometimes I put on the table with candies or just sweet treats that's around. And then this is another crystal, I guess you would call this more so just like a, I don't know, what's the word? I don't want to say platter because it's not a platter, but it's more assorted. So you could do a charcuterie board, all types of things. But when you use it, you'll find the purpose of it for the need of it. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and just share some of the finds that I've been finding, but also talk about how I cannot find that heirloom. Oh my goodness, right? If I don't find it, I will eventually, just order another one. And it would, of course, it won't be the one that she wore when she was christening, but it will hopefully have the same sentimental value. This is my most recent find, which is a butter lid And I'm assuming that it was donated because the plate that it possibly was on was shattered or broken. But I have some ideas for this, and also I'm sure I will be able to find a replacement for the plate that this can be placed on. And so something else that I wanted to go in conversation about was the fact of me downsizing, no longer having the children in the home. And I have more crystal items that I'll probably share in another video, but I wanted to move forward with talking about how intentional my girls were in providing this gift. And I thought this was so thoughtful, and thinking about now that I'm no longer making like big meals every night or big meals for the week and then we eat off of it, where I don't need big pot servings of things. A single serving pot, and this is maybe not a single serving pot, depends on what you're making and how much you eat, but look at this Lakers say, and this is, I'm sure, the Valentine's edition, but my birthday just passed, and I thought, how lovely, the shape of a heart, and then the small serving size of this. I don't know if you can see that. So my newest hotware from Lakers say, I'm so excited about that. Being able to just learn how to cook smaller portions, which was really, really hard for me. And why I say it was hard, why it is hard for me, is one of the things that I had to learn how to accept and transition into was the fact that every night, being a mom of 3, I was real big on eating at the dinner table at 6 o'clock. And I don't care what we were doing, how we was doing it, dinner was going to be served at 6 o'clock when we sat there. And I don't know how it was so masterfully done, because the kids had practices every single day. Me and my son was actually joking about this recently. And I said, did y'all ever realize how tired I was when sometimes I would be going to 3 different practices after you guys got out of school? And he was like, yeah, we could tell you were tired, but we just kept doing it. And in my book, I'm doing a little plug, The Single Parents Guide, which is a guide for all parents when raising children. I talk about your kids are only as committed as you are. So those parents that's out there, and right now it is tiring, it is draining, it does have a way of wearing on us. Continue to do the things so that when your children are adults, they're still committed, courageous, and confident in anything that they put their minds to. And so I had to like shift my mindset and understand that, you know, we might not be sitting at the table at 6 o'clock to eat dinner because 1, they're off in college, they're not here. 2, they might be at work or whatever the case, just life changed. And it was hard for me to transition into that when that began to happen a few years ago. But you know, with time and giving myself grace and just learning how to expand and grow a little bit more as I was evolving in womanhood, because that was shifting. Motherhood always evolves, because whatever your children is going through, you begin to evolve into that situation, or you begin to learn how to master and navigate through whatever the need is that your child needs at that time. And having multiple children, those needs change all the time. You are literally putting on different hats all the time. And so I always was just really intentional about what did that one child need at that time, and then also what did we need collectively, okay? And one of the things I shared with a new mom yesterday, not new mom, because her daughter is getting ready to go into preteens. I shared out, she was talking about going on a trip and just having some hesitation about some different things. And I said, I remember one time I took the kids to Disney World, and then from Disney World, got them back home, got a babysitter situated, and then I flew back out for my own personal trip. I think it's so important when you're learning that, or you're creating that balancing act and being a mom to the children that God has gifted you with, that you also choose yourself. Because as a woman, you're still evolving every year, and what type of woman you're gonna be 10 to 20 years from now. And the choices you make today as a woman, always been a mom, will dictate what your life will look like. And it's hard, it's a balancing act. You have to surround yourself around people that have the same motherly instinct, because we know all women don't know how to be mothers and don't have a motherly instinct. However, you have to be around those women that know how to have those conversations that are nurturing, and also watch the women that have been successful in this journey. And so, although I came on here to talk about me losing an heirloom that I know I'm gonna find, or I'm gonna be buying a new one, which is okay. And I also can't find the first birthday knife cutting. I don't know if any of you do that, but it's a lot of different heirlooms that you can get for your children. And I'm thinking, I just gotta calm my brain down and say, okay, it's all right. She just moved into her house. She doesn't need everything right now, but I want to just make sure that I'm able to find the heirlooms. And in this, I know this video was just supposed to be about me losing the heirloom for the time being, but you know, it led into other conversations and just talking about the evolution that comes with motherhood and womanhood. And even though it may be like, it looks like a seamless highway or a highway that's in alignment, it's two different pathways. And you're gonna have to be very distinct, and you have to be very, very mindful of what you're doing at that time. Even though it's simultaneously happening, you need to make sure that you are mindful that you're creating the life that you want to live when you're in your 50s and your 60s. I hope this has blessed you. If you have any questions, you can email me, put your questions down in the comment section, and I'll answer. Because I would love for this to be a series. I don't really know how to evolve into like sharing different things about me, because I am pretty intentional and private when it comes to sharing different things, but I'm very open. As I told you, I'm very, very intentional. So if a question is asked, I answer, you know, but I'm not one to just start talking about it. Makes sense? So you gotta ask the right questions. With that said, I hope this has helped you, and I hope I found that heirloom. And if you have some cool heirlooms, I know we have different things that we give our children for different seasons of their life that they go in, when they leave for college, when they become enter into womanhood, all the different things. Share them below, because there may be some moms or mothers out there that want to start this tradition and may not be aware of the different heirlooms that's out there. So yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right.